Res Life, Res Night. I'm from Dunseith, North Dakota. If you don't know where that is, it's like 14 miles from the International Peace Garden, Canada. Also, if you've ever heard of San Haven, it's like one of the most haunted places in America. That's where that's at. I said I would make this video before I go to bed, so I'll try not to get lost in my jumble. Also, I think that if I was a bird, I'd definitely be a flamingo. It's a really tiny town. There's no hospital, a grocery store, a gas station and a half. I don't know, I haven't been back in a couple of years. I have 2 older brothers, I also have 2 older sisters, but they really weren't around that much and we never really had much of a relationship, so they're kind of irrelevant to the story, but also I realized that they're actually very relevant to my story. So yes, I'm the baby. I always didn't look like this. I was not the cutest freaking kid ever. I was a really big tomboy. Dressed like a boy, act like a boy. I wanted to be like my dad. Everything like my brothers. All my friends were boys. Played basketball, football. I'm like one of those girls that's not like one of those girls that's not like one of those girls. Yeah, that's me. Dad did like everything. I don't know. He built the Rotary Arena in Dunseith. He was a computer technician. He was assistant minister, city council, Boy Scouts, 4-H club. Yeah, my dad did everything. He's the coolest person in the entire world and I love him so much. He's my favorite person that ever existed in this world. Just so you know. I've never met anybody as cool as my dad. My mom, growing up, she was going to school to be a nurse. She worked in the medical field for all that I remember. She actually worked at San Haven, but that was before I was born. So yes, I'm the minister's daughter, so you know it was bad. But growing up on the res, honestly, I didn't even think it was that bad. I didn't realize that it was, and that was probably just because it was all that I knew. You'll find good and you'll find bad no matter where you go. I don't think that everybody on these reservations are horrible, but we did deal with a lot of racism. We originally went to school in town. By the time I was in 1st grade, there was so much crap that my family kept having to deal with. I know my brothers were getting into fights all the time. My parents went to the school and they tried to handle it with the school. In return, got blamed more for it. My parents withdrew us from that school and we had to go to school 20 miles away at Botno, which is pretty much an all-white school. We had to ride a short bus with the number 13 duct taped to the side, 3 to a seat. Bus rides were like an hour in the morning. There was a few other kids that rode on the bus too, and some of them were out in the country, so it took us like an hour to get to school. After we stopped going to school in Dunseith and went to Botno, we never had to deal with any kind of racist stuff again. But that was just at school, because we still lived in the town. Many factors of this whole situation played a huge part in why I always felt like no matter what I couldn't fit in. My mom was white, everybody around me was Native American. There really wasn't, there was one other mixed girl in town there, and even her and I looked very different, and her mom was also white. That everything that everybody ever made fun of me for when I was a little kid is everybody's favorite thing about me now as an adult. My butt, my hair, my teeth. I used to have a big gap between my front teeth. They used to suck my fingers. I don't anymore. My Grand Canyon, that's what they used to call my butt. They love it. And my Tina Turner hair, I'd be Tina Turning next. What? Secretly, life as a res kid was dope. I actually loved growing up on the res. It was a little bit rough. We did fight a lot, all the time, usually every day, sometimes just because, and other times whatever. We did a bunch of res kid stuff. We rode horse, we rode 4-wheeler, we rode dirt bikes. I wasn't supposed to do that, but I did it anyways. We went to the lake a lot. My family did have a boat. We used to go tubing. We used to play in the creek all the time. There was probably like 3 or 4 cops in town, or at least that's what it felt like. Everybody knew everybody. It was fun. You know, like those little bratty kids that be all up and everything. Yeah, I mean, it's the res. Death was like my number one. That was like my little brother. He would always come over to the house. We go pick up everybody else. We go to the school, we eat lunches, and then we would just play all day and do random shit. My parents were really strict. I wasn't even allowed to cross Main Street, but you know I crossed Main Street. But I didn't grow up in a house that they did illegal things at all. My parents did not drink. My parents didn't yell and scream at each other, call each other other names. They were respectable, and they were married for 24, 25 years to the day that my mom passed away. I grew up in a stable home environment with both of my parents, so we never really needed anything. But that was the only family I had. My dad's family was nowhere near us. We don't have anybody in this state that is related to us. I guess my mom's family, but I don't know them. I don't have to find a place to be. Make your place. My first day of 1st grade was my mom's first day of nursing school, and she moved to Minot, North Dakota, which is like 100 miles from where we lived. She stayed there while she went to nursing school. For the next 6 to 7 years, it was just my dad, my brothers, and I. So the majority of my childhood memories, I did everything with my dad. We've seen her throughout those years. Like, we'd see her on holidays and she'd come back on vacations and like that. So it wasn't that I didn't see her at all, because she did. My mom went to school, and when she graduated, she came back. We moved to Fargo. I think I was about 14, and then my dad went to college. But back it up a little bit, because I didn't know that at the time. My mom had to get her teeth pulled, and that is when everything really started. My parents did a really good job of sheltering us from a lot of things, so I was not aware of this when it first happened. But I'm rambling now, so we're gonna end this video, and you can go to my next video that I'll upload later, and I'll let you know how the beginning of the end of my mom became. That sounds crazy. Yeah, I think where it all started. Medication.